Good morning, ninth grade. I hope you're ready for a challenge, a good day. I, um, I'll tell you, you're in for a run. Do the examples in the book. You will need to have that experience to be able to do the lesson. So whether you do them now or whether you watch the video first, it doesn't really matter. But I'll assure you that you need to do those examples, at least a few of them. You're simplifying complex fractions or complex rational expressions. Um, you work them kind of like a fraction, except you apply the algebraic formulas to the problem. The first one's real simple. I'm not going to do the first one. I'll skip it. If you can't figure out the first one, you call me and I'll help you. That was pretty simple. I'll go to the second one. And the way you do this is you multiply them just like you do a fraction and you flip them. Okay? It's a division problem. When you have a fraction on top, on the bottom, you know to flip them and multiply them. So, for number 2, I put it on the board here. 7x, 3y, and y squared. Now, if you look at the bottom one, it's 21y cubed z. Okay, I didn't double copy it, so I just right away flipped it. The z was on the bottom, but you know to put that on top. So I put the z on top, the 21y cubed on the bottom. And now I can multiply. Okay, this was a division problem, and now because of reciprocal, I'm not sure if I can use those terms in algebraic, but in a fraction we say reciprocal and you can multiply it. So that's what I did here. I reciprocal this number. This is your first number, this is your second one. Now you cancel, just like fraction. Oh, I can't say fraction. There we go. I'm getting myself in trouble here. The first thing that I would cancel is my z. I can mark out this one, and then that makes this here a 1. So basically I just cross out the 2. The z, I got rid of that z, and I took one z away from here. Okay, so I just have a whole z left. Work this away. Right here I've got 7 and 21, so you can work that out. How many times will 7 go into 21? It'll go 3 times. Okay? So now we've crossed out the 7, we put a 1 there, and we have a 3 here instead of the 21. Another way we can cancel out, if you look, you got y3, I've got 1 y here. So I can cross this out, a y out of here, and I have a y2. Oh yeah, forgot, I gotta cross this y out. I think that should be all that I can cancel. I don't have any x's. So, on this top line, I will bring it right over. I have x3, and that's it. X to the third power. That's my top number. Multiply that times 1 is nothing, so that's all I have left here. Here I have a z, I have a 3, so I'll put a 3, and let's see, I have a y2. Be careful, you're going to cancel out so much you won't even know what you canceled out. Okay, that's got it multiplied. I brought the z over here, the y2 I put here, and I put the 3. Now let me check that to make sure I got the correct answer. X cubed 3y squared z. X cubed 3y squared z. Correct. This is your answer for number 2. Okay. Again, I copied number 3's problem. It's getting a little bit bigger, but as you know, 3x was on the bottom. If you look in your book, 3x was on the bottom, and I reciprocaled them right from the start. I put the 2 fractions, I reciprocaled them. So I've got 2x plus 1, x squared, that's your top number. And then over here, I put the 3x on top, 10x plus 5 on bottom. I reciprocal, now I'm ready to multiply. You see? Whoa, you can't see that, I got my head in the way. My multiplication times. Okay, let's shoot here. I can mark this x out, and that can mark this 2 out, which makes me x1, which you know you don't need anything. So if you really want to get technical there, you can erase those as you go. Maybe I should do that. Maybe I should just erase. I've erased this x here, and so I've eliminated this one. I just have x left. Now, that's all like a reciprocal here. But here I can do a reciprocal, or I can cancel. And stop saying that reciprocal word. I cancel. And there's a little trick here. 2x plus 1, 10x plus 5. Now you can cancel out your x's if you want. You can cancel out your 2's if you want. You can cancel out your 5's if you want. You'll get the same answer, okay? But let me tell you, you can do that in a one-step problem. Okay, are you ready? How many 2's will go into 10? 5. How many 1's will go into 5? 5. How many x's go into x? Cancel out 0. You can cancel this whole thing in one shot. 5. And this is a 1. Okay, I think I'll run it off the board here. So I'll just put your answer down here. We'll put the answer right here. 1 times 3 is 3. X times 5 is 5x. That one came down pretty simple, didn't it? Let me check the book again to make sure I did that one. 3 over 5x. That's correct. Okay, now, I wish they were all like this. Those are pretty easy to cancel out. There's not much figuring, not much to do. But now they give you 3 more examples. Okay, it's the same process, but it just gets a little more technical. There we go, that's the word I wanted, technical. You just have to use a little bit more brain power. By the way, my brain power is just about running out. This is actually Wednesday afternoon. It's 4:30, I'm going on 5 o'clock. I'm wore out, but I want to get this on before I go home. So if I make some mistakes in the next part, you know it's because I'm running out of brain power. How you like that one? Teachers get weary. And that's where I find myself today. Now, I'm going to tell you again, example 4, you will need to work out. Example 5, I want you to work out. And example 6, I want you to work out. You follow those steps in the book. And then you'll be ready to do numbers 4, 5, and 6. And of course, at the end of the lesson, there's some too. So, I'm going to just scoot over and we'll get that next. I better just stop right there and do number 5, and then we'll move over and do number 6. Number 4 is too easy. I won't work that one out. But what you have learned now in doing those examples is that the way you change these, or the way you simplify these, is to find the least common multiple of all of them and work them out. Okay, so your original problem was 1 plus x1, 1 plus 1y. And that looks so simple. I mean, that is so simple. You think, oh my, I should be able to work that one out real quick. Well, let me tell you, you have 1, 1, the denominator is x and y. So the least common denominator is x and y. Okay, now if you want me to go into explain why that is, 1 is 1, there would actually be a 1 here and a 1 there. You don't need to put them. So now you need to multiply xy by each one of these terms. xy times 1, xy times 1, x, xy times 1, xy times 1. So that's what I did down here. Oh no, there I showed you. That's what I did. But I actually did none of that, okay? I didn't do any of it. Down here, I multiplied it times xy times xy times xy. Okay, there's so many 1's and there's so many xy's that I tell you, I get confused. So I tried to simplify this as much as possible. I multiplied xy times 1, xy times 1, x. This problem right here, see, I put xy1 every time. So if you look right here what I did, this is xy1, I'm multiplying. xy1, I'm multiplying. xy1, I'm multiplying. xy1, I'm multiplying. So I put these 4 are all the same. I actually put a 1 underneath here, okay? So if that makes it, I just did that to simplify my problem. okay? So my least common denominator is xy over 1. Now that I did that, and it never changed that much, my answer. But when I simplified, I crossed out a couple here, and I used my green marker instead of my black one to show you what I did. But what I did, I canceled out this x and this x, so that made me a 1. That made me a 1. It brought me down, and I had all 1s. If you look, on the bottom line, I had all 1s. On the bottom line, I have all 1s. So when I came over here, it simplified. Can you see that? Yeah, you can see that. It simplified this thing all the way down. So now I'm ready to do 1 times xy times 1 times y. So it's pretty simple. It's xy plus y. Okay, you got the plus sign right here, and so I put the plus sign right there. Is that clear how I did it? Here I got the plus sign right here. I got the plus sign right there. There I got the same thing. Okay, so what I did, all I had left here, I crossed out all the, I didn't cross them out, okay, but they should. That's all. So the only thing I have is xy on top, and the only thing I have here is y. Everything else is done. This is the only one, so I put him over there. Okay, and here is the same story. Everything's 1, 1, 1. It's nothing. I mean, yeah, it's something, but I've canceled it out. Now I've got x left. So I've got xy here plus x. So you see that? Now let me push you over and show you the answer. Wait a minute. I should ask you, can you simplify this answer now? This is the answer, but it can be simplified. Anybody? Yeah, you can. You can take it one step farther. One step farther is by taking, you got the plus sign, you can take that plus out, you can add x and x, and so you isolate the x, you bring the x outside, and you have a y plus 1. Let me show you how that looks. There we go. We can get the next problem too. Now you see, here, I took the 2 y's and I brought 1 outside, and then I put x plus 1 inside. Okay, there was a 1. This is a 1 here, okay? But when I took the y away, it left it with a 1. So now I have y, x plus 1, in parentheses, x, y plus 1. Actually, there's supposed to be an x with each one of these here. But I took it out, okay? Does that make sense? I took the x and isolated it and brought it up here to the front to simplify that problem. So, my final answer is y, x plus 1 in parentheses, x, y plus 1 back here. Now, does that sound hard? It's not. It's just a lot of figuring. And that problem is difficult. The problems I've done in the book and like that, it's difficult, but there's too many ones. There's too many x, y's, and it makes it confusing. So, let's do number 6. Let me see here. I'll start out with least common denominator, okay? What we have here, we'll put a 1 underneath here. Here we got our fraction. So what you got to do is look at this one. I hope you shouldn't be looking over here at the least common. I figured this for you. You should be looking at the 2, the x, the y, the 5, the z, and the 1. Okay? And you want a number that divides all of those, that'll go in there evenly. Well, you got 2 times 5, 2 and 5, so you go 2 times 5 is 10. So your number is 10. Now you're going to be able to see now. And you've got an x, you got a z, and you got a y. So you simply have to put all those in. So your least common denominator, get my head out of the way, is 10xzy. Okay? Now, the next problem that I brought down, I have to multiply, and I put a 1 underneath here. 10xzy times this, 10xzy times this, 10xzy times this, 10xzy times this. I did them right here, and I put them on the board for you. And I put parentheses here so that you can kind of separate them, okay? I'm multiplying, because the only thing I'm doing, I'm just making them like denominators. Okay? So 10xzy times this, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 problems. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? So I just simply, this problem here is right there. Okay? So I move this one down. Now this problem here is right here. It comes down here. This problem here is right here. This problem here is right here. And I'm just multiplying. So first thing I did is cancel. When I have this here, now you can't cancel all the way across the board, okay? You can cancel here, and then you can cancel here, okay? You can cancel here, and you can cancel here in these parentheses. So I cancel out y and y. And of course I've got 1 here. Down here, I cancel out 5 and 10. Now I made this here a 1, and this is a 2. So pretty easy. That's like math, and I can cancel a z and a z. So that makes me a 1, but that's it. 1 I can't cancel out there. For over here, I could not cancel a thing in this problem here. I was done. No canceling. Here I can cancel a 2 and a 5. The 2 and the 5, and I can cancel the x and the x. Okay? You see this plus sign? There's a plus sign as well. Now you simplify this problem right here. You've got 3 times 10 is 30. Okay? Right, here we go. Can you see that there? Here's the thing. 30. Okay, I've got a z and I've got an xz. So that means I've got 1x and 2 z's. So I put them right here behind 30. X and z. I actually put that wrong. I should have put the z2 first and the x second. Let me shove this over just a little bit so you can see my whole problem. Now, I put the plus sign, and I put this here. 5 times 1 is 5, and this here was both canceled out. So I wound up with 5zy. My answer is 5zy. Okay? You ready to do it? See, these are all ones here. These are all ones, so you no longer have a fraction above a fraction. Now, if you come over here, I can go 3 times 2. That's 6. And I've got an x and a y left. Okay? See what I put here? 6, x, y. Can you see that? It looks backwards. Pale. 6, x, y. Do I need to do this here at 30? X, z squared, 5zy. Okay, now I've got 2, come over here, I've got my plus sign again, put my plus here, 2 times 10 is 20, and I've got an xzy. So my bottom number here is 20 xzy. Alright. That answer is still not, you can still condense that answer again. And so, what you're going to do is pull out the front, like we did over here in this other problem. We pulled out everything we could and put in front, and then we put the parentheses in the back. So out of the 30 and the 5, I said, oh, I can pull, here's a z and here's a z. I can pull a 5z out from 30. So how many 5s would go in 30? That's 6. Okay? So I put a 5z in front. Here I run out of board space, so I moved it straight down. For this top number here, I put the 5z in front because I had a 5z here and I had a 5z here. So I pulled that out. That left me with 5 would go into 6, 30 6 times. So that means do 6xz. You see I pulled the z, 1z out of here. And then I had plus, I had pulled a 5z. The only thing that was left here was a y. Plus y. So, makes sense? It should. Now I'm doing the same thing. I got 6xy, 20xzy. So let me ask you, what numbers are the same? I've got an x and a y. X and a y. So I can pull an x and a y out, x and a y out. And how many times will 6 go into 20? Oh, it won't go evenly, but 2, right? 2 are going to 6, 2 are going to 20. Okay, so I'm going to pull a 2 out and an x and a y. So I got 2xy. I pulled those out. Now what have I got left? 2 are going to 6, that makes me a 3. And I pulled both of those out. Plus 2 are going to 20, make you 10. And I pulled out the x and y, so I only have the z left. So I got 10z plus 10z. And I have simplified that problem as far down as I can take it. Yeah, you work on them. You'll have some at the end of the lesson like this. I'll tell you what, if you look at problem number 49, anybody that can get problem number 49, let me tell you what I'm going to do. You get problem number 49 correct, and when you do your quiz tomorrow, I'll give you an extra credit. If you do problem 49, you'll get an extra credit on quiz. Let me see, how am I going to do that? Let's see, if you get let's do it this way. If you get problem 49 correct, and then on quiz tomorrow, I'll let you skip a problem on the quiz. A problem of your choice. I hope you skip an easy one though. So work on problem 49. That one is a bear. I worked on it for a while, and I won't tell you how it came out. So yeah, you have fun, and I don't think I'll check anything. I wasn't planning on it. Let me see, 9.8. Do you want to know any answers? Maybe you'd want to know a few. 9.8. Yeah, give me, let me see here. I'll give you a few, starting with number 7, 8, 9, and 10. I don't know if you can see number 7. It's boldface is the answer. Then 8's answer is there. 9's answer is there. This will just give you a little help there. 10. Over here on this side, over here, 15. Yeah, I give you those. Let me see here. I'll flip the page. 19, 20. The bold one's down at the bottom. Like this is 19's answer. This is 20's answer. This is 21's answer. 22, 23, 24, 25. I hope you can see that 26. If it's too blurry and you can't see it, don't fret about it. Let me see. We're going to go over. I'm going to give you the graphs, and you probably can't see clearly, but there are your graphs. 37, 38. Get my finger off the bottom. Oh yeah, you wanted to see that answer, I'm sure. It is, let me see, it is, the first number is 102 and the second number is 78. That is for number 40. Number 40 is 102 and 78. Do you need to know anything else? I don't know if you did any of these problems. There's that. There's your dotted graph, or your plotted chart. Yeah, you have fun. I'll see you later.